ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاء المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون. قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين. قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم. قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون. وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون. أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين. إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون. قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين. إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون. يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون. وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون. وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلمون نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننسكه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا من فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند مهضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأكدر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم. فاتحة.
أسد الله دعاكم الرسالة ببدا مهدي حسين دراني صلوات الله محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحت كل عصام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك، وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك، وأن توزعني شكرك، وأن تلحمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا، وفي جميع الأهوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم أعظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك، ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائه ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك. ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فاد من البلاء أقمته وكم من إثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم أعظم بلائي وأفرت بي سهالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفعي بعد أملي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومطاني. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يهجم عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي، ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري، ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملت في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأهوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدودك وخالفت بعض أوامرك فلك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي في قضاءك وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفصلا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ذري وفكني من شدي وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي. يا من بدا خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي أبني لابتداء كرمك وسالف برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد من طوى علي قلبي من معرفتك ولهج بي لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك. هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيت أو تبعد من أدنيت أو تشرد من آويت أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك مادها وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارح صارت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنا. ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا رب. وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاري على أهلها. ألا أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثور يسير بقاؤه قصير مدته. فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهلي لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك. وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الضليل الحقير المسكين المستكين. يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما من هذا الجوع أبكي لعليم العذاب وشدته أم لطول البلاء ومدته. فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي، صبرت على ضابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك، وهبني صبرت على نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك، أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي أفوق، فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأذجن إليك بين هذجيج العاملين، ولا أصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين، ولا أبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين، ولو نادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين، يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، ويا إله العالمين. أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته، وضاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته، وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته، وهو يضج إليك ضجيج معمل لرحمتك، ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك، ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك. يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما صنف من حلمك، أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك، أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه، أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه، أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقها، أم كيف تجزر زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب، أم كيف يرجو فضلك في يتقي منها فتتركه فيها، هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك، ولا مشبه لما آمنت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك، فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تأذيب جاهديك وقضيت به من إخلاد معانديك، لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما، وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما، لكنك تقدست اسماك، أقسمت أن تمنع من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين، وأن تخلد في المعاندين، وأن تجل ثناءك كنت مبتدعا وتتولت بالإنعام متكرما، أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون. إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها، أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته وأعلنته أخفيته وأظهرته، وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني، وجعلت جعلتهم شهودا علي مع جواري، وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم، وبرحمتك أخفيت وبفضلك سترت، وأن توفر حظي من كل خير تنزل أو إحسان تفضل أو بر تنشر أو رزق تبسط أو ذنب تغفر أو خطأ تستر. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي، يا من بيده ناصيتي، يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي، يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك مأمورا وبخدمتك موصولا، وأعمالي عندك مقبولا، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وهالي في خدمتك صرمدا. يا سيدي يا من علي مؤولي، يا من إليه شكوت أهوالي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب قوي على خدمتك جواره، واشدد على العزيمة جوانه، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أصرها إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في المبادرين، واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرد، ومن كادني فكد، واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، وأقربهم منزلة منك، وأخسهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك. وجد لي بجودك، وأعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، وأكلني أثرتي، واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وضمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغني مناي، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء. يا من اسمه دواء، وذكره شفاء، وطاعته غنى، ارحم من رأسه مال الرجاء، وسلاه البكاء. يا سابغ النعم السلام يا دافع النقام يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بما أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Just a few announcements before Majlis. Friday, October 24th, Jummah Salat will begin at 12:30 p.m. with Dua Nutba and Jummah Salat being led by our resident Alim, Maulana Syed Muhammad Rizvi. On Saturday and Sunday after Maghribin Salat, there will be a 5-minute short talk by Sheikh Hasnain Qasim Ali. The topic for October is simple discussion on wudu. The Jaffari Community Center will be celebrating the Wiladat of Bibi Zainab, Salamun Alayha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. On Monday, October 27th, with the program to start at 7 p.m. with Jamaat Salat and Mehfil being recited by our resident Alim, Maulana Syed Muhammad Rizvi. The ISIJ Board of Directors will be having office hours for youths on November 2nd, Sunday, November 2nd. Registration will close on October 26th at 5 p.m. For more information, please visit the link displayed on the screen. The ISIJ of Toronto, together with Mark Library, will be holding a Khoja Heritage Day 2025 on Saturday, October 25th from 10 to 1 p.m. in Mark Library. For more information and program details, poster is being displayed on the screen. The Jaffari Islamic Youth will be hosting a workshop for high school students on Saturday, October 25th from 2:30 p.m. For more information, please visit youth.jaffari.org/workshop. Jaffari Tabligh Committee will be holding a seminar with Sheikh Azhar Nasser on October 26th from 10 to 3 p.m. at Jaffari Community Center. For registration, please scan the QR code displayed on the screen. The Jaffari Senior Citizens Group will be having a workshop for seniors on Friday, November 7th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. in Mark Library. For more information and registration, please visit jaffari.org/seniors. Calling all Jaffari Community Center, JCC and affiliate center students, parents, grandparents, guardians in Ontario's public school system to fill out a survey. The survey will not take less than 10 minutes to complete. For more information and to complete the survey, please scan the QR code displayed on the screen. Jaffari Sports Committee is looking for a men's pickleball coordinator. For more information and to apply, please email mensports@jaffari.org. Jaffari Children's Tabligh Committee, together with Ansar Mehdi, presents In the Footsteps of Bibi Zainab, Salamun Alayha, to take place on Sunday, October 26th at Jaffari Community Center from 3 to 5 p.m. For more information and registration, please visit jtc.jaffari.org/Ansar Mehdi. The Jaffari Tabligh Committee presents an international Quran competition. Registration has opened on October 14th. More information and registration can be found by visiting jtc.jaffari.org. Jaffari Support Services are in need of volunteers. If you are interested to volunteer at the JSS Therapy Clinic, please contact jssadmin@jaffari.org. Jaffari Community Center will commemorate the first Fatimiyya, the Shahadat of Bibi Fatima alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad on Tuesday, November 4th, with the Majlis being recited by Maulana Syed Muhammad Rizvi and the program to start at 7:15 p.m. Thereafter, Jaffari Community Center will be commemorating Ayam-e-Fatimiyya from Friday, November 21st to Monday, November 24th, being the Shahadat night, with the programs to begin at 7:15 p.m. and Majlis being recited by Sheikh Muhammad Al-Hilli. Please note the Thursday night, November 20th, Jum'arat program, Majlis will be recited by Sheikh Ayub Rashid. The North American Shia matchmaking together with the Nasimco and ISIJ of Toronto are hosting a matchmaking event on November 8th here at Jaffari Community Center for a full-day event for males and females aged 25 to 35. For more information and registration, please visit nisimco.org/November-8. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We get to announce the passing away of Marhum Najaf Ali Nayani, who passed away and was buried in Orlando on October 21st. And also we get to announce the passing away of Marhum Qurban Ali Virji, who passed away on October 22nd and will be buried on October 24th in Vancouver, Canada. Tonight's Majlis has been sponsored with the salas of Marhum Muhammad Taqi Muhammad, Marhum Sajjad Akbar, Marhum Muhammad Nasir Ali Bai, Marhum Shirin Bai Amir Qasim Barwani, Marhumin of Ali Bai family, of Barwani family, of Sharif Columbia Wala family, of Nanjiani family, Marhuma Fatima Bai Muhammad Hussain Dirani, Marhuma Fatima Muhammad Raza Dirani, Marhum Muhammad Hussain Fazal Dirani, Marhuma Batul Shabir Dirani, Marhum Pyarali Ghulam Ali Jadavji Danji, Marhuma Khairun Nisa Pyarali Jadavji, Marhumin of Ghulam Ali Jadavji Danji, Marhum Hussain Ramtullah. Also tonight is the Shawat Shadi Majlis for Mudassira Hassan Ali and Irshad Hirji, for the salas of Marhumin of Hassan Ali family, of Somji family, of Teja family, of Hirji family, of Khalfan family, of Nasser family, of Tejani family, and of Shivraj family. Tonight's Majlis has also been sponsored for the salas of Marhum Najaf Ali Nayani, Marhuma Rubab Bano bint Fida Hussain, Marhum Arif Hussain, Marhum Fatima Raza bint Sabur Ali, Marhuma Zubayda Wazir, Marhum Wazir Ali Fida Hussain Wazir, Marhum Shahid Nur Ali Ladda, Marhumin of Ladda family, of Muhammad Hussain Ghulam Hussain family, of Muhammad Ali Ghulam Hussain family, Marhum Najaf Ali M.A. Nayani, Marhum Muhammad Ali A. Darsi, Marhuma Fatima Bai M.A. Darsi, Marhum Firoz M.A. Darsi, Marhum Asghar Ali Katao, Marhum Azrina Bai Katao, Marhumin of Katao Dirani Mirza families, Marhum Ghulam Abbas Ramzan Ali Tarbai, Marhum Jafar Ali Rawji Lakhani, Marhuma Afifa Tarbai, Marhuma Masuma M. Tarbai, Marhuma Alina Tarbai, and all Marhumin. Please recite Surah Fatiha for the Marhumin mentioned. All Marhumin listed on the screen, all Marhumin. Al-Fatiha. Please join me reciting Dua Shfa Amreed for all the names listed on the screen, as well as all those who need our duas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ 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 ارْحَمْنِي بِرَحْمَتِكَ يَا أَرْحَمَ الرَّاحِمِينَ. We will now have a short talk by Jabir Walji, who is from UK. Brother Jabir is a business strategy and innovation specialist. Please welcome him to the podium with the loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you very much. Mukhi has been very kind and given me 15 minutes and 10 seconds, right? Very kind of me to give him 10 seconds. So I have to go through this presentation like a bullet train. And if we have some time within the 15 minutes to have Q&A, I'll be obliged to answer that. If not, I'm here to ask questions. Okay, the context is that this methodology TRIZ came out of Russia. China has trained 20 million people in this methodology. South Korea used this methodology as a core pillar for its economic development. Colombia did the same, and there are many more statistics. Samsung has trained 30,000 engineers in it. Unfortunately, in the Muslim world, hardly anybody knows about it or uses it. All right? So today what we're going to look at, Islamic values and community development from the perspective of TRIZ and systematic innovation to see what new knowledge we can abstract and what new concepts can we bring out that can be applied. So that's the theme here. These are the companies we worked with over the last 20 years. So a quick that. This new science came out from the analysis of 11 million patents and a review of other knowledge, psychology, business, etc. That gave us a database that says that all invention comes out of 40 inventive principles, be it business, technical, non-technical, whatever. These are the 40 inventive principles, okay? What this slide says, there are a million ways to solve problems badly, and there are only 40 ways to solve any problem correctly. When I filter the 40 principles even further, I get 7 first principles of innovation. Okay? Now the first one is ideality. Ideality is the strategic direction. It gives you the North Star where you want to go. If you look at the formula, value added is equal to benefit divided by cost plus harm, right? If I decrease the cost, the benefit goes up, the value added goes up, correct? Right? If I make the cost 0, I get infinite benefit, infinite value added, right? What the customer wants is the third box. They want cheaper, better, faster services and product. Now, if I take cheaper, better, faster to the nth level, it becomes free, perfect now. All right? That is Google and other things, okay? Now, that also applies to our mosques. I go to the mosque in Stanmore, I don't pay for my namaz or whatever, it's near my house, it's perfect, and it's on demand. If I go at 2 a.m. in the morning, the Imam will open it. So it's free, perfect now. This business model was given to us by Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, 1,400 years ago. Okay? So you see how I'm abstracting new knowledge from this methodology? Now if I read this formula, it says benefit to the Ummah with 0 cost to the Ummah, with 0 harm to the Ummah, right? This is Islam in a formula. This is Islam. This is Islamic value. Even God is telling us to innovate as well. Okay? God is saying, take care of your Ummah. Apni Ummah ka apni umme ki parwah karo to the nth level. That's the issue in Pakistan because nobody parwahs about anyone. That's why where Pakistan is where. And I can give you other examples. I haven't got time. All right? What we have seen is we have developed new knowledge. We have abstracted new knowledge from this. That is what TRIZ and systematic allows you to do. Abstract new knowledge, develop new concepts. Now you see why China is training 20 million people, right? care business model, right? I was here on Sunday as an observer for the meeting that took place here, right? And I heard a lot of words called best practice, to be implemented. When we hear best practice or world class, to us is copy and paste. That's not innovation. Innovation is best practice. What is next? What is next? What is next? Okay? So you can see the example here. Shaukat Khanum Hospital by Imran Khan is the only hospital in a third world country that provides free cancer treatment to 75% with cutting edge technology and cutting edge doctors. This is beyond world class. This is beyond best practice. That was the first S-curve. Now we got JD Foundation and Indus Hospital, 100% fee with cutting edge technology. This is called care. This is what Islam says. Benefit to the Ummah at zero cost to the Ummah, zero harm. Zero harm is we haven't reached there. That means you require research and all that to cure the disease. So that's the next thing. We have Fatimiyah Hospital in Karachi, which belongs to our community. It is for profit. You see the contradiction and dilemma here, what Islam says and where we are going. I'm not putting them down, they've done a good job, but this is where the thinking has to come. Not only that, if you look at Fatimiyah Hospital, if you look at where the policeman is standing, they've encroached on the pavement over there. That's used as a parking for the employees and patients coming, right? So what happens? The citizens of Karachi have to walk on the road. So unfortunately, if they get hit by a car and get injured and die, that's a sin, that's a haram. That'll be on the shoulders of Fatimiyah. So, it is care about the citizen, not just the community. Community is part of the citizen. So you just can't just take care and say, okay, we're not going to take care of this. And this is what's happening in Pakistan all over. So it is about citizens now, not just community. And you guys are doing that over here by reaching out for interfaith and all that. That's citizenship. So coming to care economy. Okay. Now, where did this come? There are 8 levels of thinking here. The last one, 8, is Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, his thinking and Islam's theory of everything. The reason why the world is so fractured, because the thinking is between 2 and 5. Where Imran Khan and Jaffari are thinking level 6 and 7, which is more closer to Islamic thinking. You see the difference? 6 is the fair way and the 7th is win-win. The other one is my way, the right way, the best way and all that. And I see this in our communities when I go for conferences and all that. We are still stuck in the 2 to 5. Now the thing is, this has implication for marriages, for partners. Is the thinking level the same? If not, they're going to have conflict. It has implication for madrasa courses as well, because every thinking level, faith level is different. So what kind of a course are you going to develop for number 2 and thinking level number 5? It cannot be the same. So we are going into minute details now. That's where we have to go. What is our strategy to bring our community to thinking level 6 and 7? First of all, we were not even aware that this kind of thinking is there. We have to bring that awareness first, and then we can strategize. Now, if I bring first principle and apply ideality to it, so we have where the crown is, that's feudalism thinking. The next is order thinking, which is institution. The third is customers thinking. That's where we are because of scientific, going to the university, understand customer is king, KYC, all that. Ideal is citizen thinking, 7 and 6. Norway has got the biggest, sovereign world in the world, right? The citizens have got a choice now to work or not to work. So what they are saying is any citizen can resort to being what they want to be. So, they don't have to worry about getting food on the plate. Food on the table. So I can be what I want to be. I want to be a human being. That's where they have reached. So now some of the best music in the Western world is coming out of nowhere because they can be what they want to be. Right? And this was a 50-year strategy of this from 1979, and they've achieved it now. Where is our 50-year strategy? Okay, what is our North Star? These are the kind of questions our communities have to ask. Right? If you look at customer expectation trend, it goes from commodity to product, product to service, service to experience to transformation, and finally care-based economy, right? That is going to come in 2075 or 2070 or 60. It is coming. We are not even aware of it. We are not even planning for it. Where is our Jamaat on this thing? Is it at number 3, number 4, or whatever? And the members want transformation, but they don't know themselves. They want transformations. If a couple comes for marital counseling, what are they saying? What they are saying is, I want to transform my marriage. Help me. I don't know how to do it. You see the analogy here? They want transformation, but they don't know themselves. They're not able to articulate, yes, I want transformation. Even healthcare and, like cooking and all that. S-curve, how many minutes have I got left? I can't see. 5 minutes. Okay, not bad. Another concept is S-curves in systematic innovation or TRIZ. You got a system and you got a target. If you can't reach this target, either you bring the target down or change the system. Go to the up one. So you can see you jump, you innovate and jump, till you reach perfect ideality. Now if I apply this to Islam, this is what we have. What's the target? Ideal religion, right? We had Judaism, then Christianity, then Islam when it came ideal. S-curves, same. Even God innovated. We had 124,000 prophets, okay, till we got the ideal prophet, Prophet Muhammad. God innovated. Right? You see how we can abstract new knowledge and information? The other principle is contradiction. I've still got 5 minutes. I want a seat that is broad so it's comfortable, but if I've got a broad seat, I cannot pedal. Okay? So that's why I need both. Because they could not solve this problem, so you got a seat now which is broad in the front, at the back, sorry, and narrow in the front. But if I apply innovation, I get this. If I apply innovation principles, I've got a broad seat and I can pedal. Problem solve, contradiction solve. 85% of the problems in the world are contradictions, technical and non-technical, even in marriage. So you got to be aware what a contradiction is. So this is contradiction. Okay? Now if I apply, what it says is, in a normal one, when you try to improve one parameter, the other parameter goes bad. If you improve parameter B, A goes back. What TRIZ says, no. You provide both the parameters and give the good. So if I apply this to marriages, when a girl gets married, she has a contradiction. She has to satisfy the expectation of her original family, and the key word is and satisfy the expectation of her husband's family. That's a contradiction. They are not even aware of that. Once you become aware of that, that's the first thing. Second thing is how to solve it is 40 principles. That's it, nothing else. And one of the tools is conflict resolution tool in our toolkit. It is the most used tool in systematic innovation. Right? People's problem. People's problems are complex. When 1 and 2 people get together, it becomes complex. So we use this tool. So these are the kind of tools, 21st century tools, needs to be used for marriage counseling, premarital, teach them what contradiction and all that are. That's it. Thank you very much. If there's any questions, we got 2 minutes. All right? Otherwise, you can ask me afterwards. I'm here. Thank you. Thank you.
This is not a question, a comment. I hope you have some strategy for us in here, like how can we implement or how can we get more into it?
I won't have a strategy. The best way to do that would I facilitate strategies. So whoever the team members are here, I would come there and facilitate them with this kind of new techniques and methods. That's how we do it. Okay, I think 1 minute left. Any last question? Time is up. Thank you very much.
Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Let's welcome tonight's scholar, Syed Ali Imran, on a member with the loudest salawat. Allahumma salli. Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Fatiha. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد والثناء لله رب العالمين باره الخلائق أجمعين الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحصي نعماءه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه المجيد وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Inshallah, tonight, it's already a little bit, getting later, and the days are ending shorter, and our energies, or at least my energies, are also getting shorter. So tonight, I'm thinking that we will talk about things that we have always heard about, but we'll give reminders, inshallah, tonight. And the topic for tonight is basically muhasabatun nafs, something that maybe most of you or all of you have heard about, which is self-accountability, accounting of your soul. So we have heard about this, we have learned about this, many ulama have talked about it. So inshallah, tonight you can also hear it from me, and I hope that by the end of the evening, there will be something maybe new that you can take away with my perspective as well, inshallah. We have a narration from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam who says, Allahumma salli ala حاسبوا أنفسكم قبل أن تحاسبوا عليها. Take an account of yourself before you are taken an account of. Okay, so take an account of yourself. Figure out how your day was. Think about how you spent your day. Think about how you made decisions during the course of the day. And think about these things. Do a hisab. Do an accountability check on yourself before you are taken an account of on the day of judgment. Okay, the day of judgment is also called Yawmul Hisab. Okay, the day of Hisab. A muhasaba is really, a sort of like an audit. Correct? So if you have a company and you want to now check, if the CEOs and the presidents of a certain company want to check what should be the next decision and course of action that our company should take, they will probably ask for some sort of an audit, financial audit, or any other type of audit, depending on what they want to focus on. Once they do an audit, they measure themselves with a certain standard, a certain criteria, and based on that audit, they make the next decision. They make a plan based off of that, right? So if they realize in their audit that they are really, behind the expectations and behind the standards that they are supposed to be at, then their next steps are going to be focused on, improving that. If they are at a higher level, then their next steps are going to be, okay, how can I further refine my operations, my business, or whatever it is. Same thing with you as an insan. All of us, inshallah, are going to go home tonight, go to sleep, and if Allah gives us the tawfiq to wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to have a new day in front of us. Tomorrow, the new day that I'm going to be in, whatever my daily routines are, I go to work, I go to school, I go to university, whatever I do, but what is my plan for that tomorrow? I'm talking about tomorrow. What is my plan? Do I think about this the night before I sleep? Or am I just like a robot, just like the day that went today? It will be like that tomorrow as well. Maybe with some extra meetings, maybe with some extra, more extra meetings or extra overtime, or maybe I'll come home and there'll be a dawat or something, or my wife will have cooked some good food or something. Okay, just a little extra, spice in your life. But other than that, there's no actual plan that you have for yourself. So that's why in the Islamic tradition, we have this idea of muhasabatun nafs that everybody talks about. Now the problem is, everybody talks about it, but nobody tells you how to do it. Okay? Even in the Hawza when we went, our teachers always would say, muhasaba karo, muhasaba karo. भाई बता तो दें कैसे करें, कैसे करना है, रात को करना है तो मुझे नींद आ रही है रात को. Right? You're supposed to do it before you sleep, but I'm that sleepy by the end of the night, so how am I supposed to do it? So actually, there is nowhere written that you should do it in the nighttime. No hadith says, do it before you go to sleep. No, that's not what it says. A muhasabah can happen throughout the day. You can do a self-check on yourself throughout the day as well. But of course, we usually say end of the day because, okay, well, it's time to sleep. You're kind of done your activities. You're going to go in a sleep mode, slumber mode, and you're no longer active. And therefore, the tradition or the culture is that you do it at the end of the day. Okay, but obviously if you're exhausted, you might not even have the cognitive ability to do muhasabah, because muhasabah will require you to think about yourself, reflect upon yourself. So actually, there's a little bit more depth to this. So tonight, let's discuss some of these other aspects of muhasabah so that it can become easier for you guys, inshallah. Okay, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. What exactly is it? The Quran says, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Your nafs, your soul, has the tendency to go kind of both ways. It can go towards fujur, transgression, and it can go towards taqwa, piety, God consciousness. Your soul can kind of go both directions. So the crux of what your muhasabah entails is going to be a interrogation. Okay? You are going to be interrogating yourself. So it requires you to kind of overlook your ego a little bit. Okay? Don't tell yourself, who am I to, who's going to interrogate my soul? Actually, you're going to interrogate your own soul. بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا. Insan has complete oversight over themselves. So actually, you are the best person to interrogate yourself. No one else can interrogate yourself and get to the reality of you. So part of the muhasabah, one of the first steps of a muhasabah is to interrogate. So get that into your mind. Okay, so what am I going to interrogate with? Part of the interrogation process is وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. The value of your time. So when you're going to be interrogating yourself, you need to have some sort of measuring stick. And that's basically time, your life. Okay, your time. You will not believe how many people don't value the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. So many of us, we do not value the time that we have. Sometimes some students in high school especially, or even university, they come and they ask, Syed, how do you do so many things? How do you manage your time? So I've actually had meetings with some of these students, like on a Zoom call or whatever, to help them out. And I've made them schedules, because I used to do that a lot for myself. So I kind of got used to making these schedules. And when I made their schedules, they realized, wow, even with all the workload, they still have 35 extra hours during the week. I said, yeah, that's the free time you have. 35 to 40 hours extra. Which I call flexible time for them. I said, these are the hours that you can, for example, allocate your mosque time, family time, friends, whatever, games. You want to play games, go play games. But you have a lot of time actually, believe it or not. But because we don't value it, especially we don't value it because the culture here, the language here that we grow up in and that we hear does not even have the idea of an akhirah. The way people talk in this world, in the context that we in, is actually the language of living forever. That's actually the language that people live with over here. You're actually living forever. Okay, and that's why you're trying to do things very quickly to maximize your pleasure. There's no concept of akhirah. There's no concept of the fact that actually there will come a day where all that you are doing is no longer going to count anymore. It is literally not in the language, the secular language. So now imagine you're going to schools, you're going to work, you're going to university. No one is talking about the fact that, hey, all of what you're doing right now, there will be an end to this, and that's it. No more, things can be added to your journal. This is what's going to get counted on the Day of Judgment. So the value of time is very, very important to understand when you're going to be interrogating yourself. I woke up today. What did I do after I wake up? I spent 2 hours on my phone scrolling through TikTok. Okay. That is the worth you are putting on your time. Do you really believe your time is worth 2 hours of scrolling on TikTok or whatever, Instagram, whatever? People do it, right? Many people, it's normal actually. Maybe if I said it 10 years ago, people would say, who are you talking about? Now it's kind of obvious, everybody does it. But guys, we are putting this is what our time is worth. 2 hours of brain rot. Nowadays this 6-7 meme. Oh, they see? Did you hear that? The kids know it. I said it from the member. The kids said it before me. This is called brain rot. Please let your kids know. They might not know what that term is. It's brain rot. This is frying their brains. But this is the worth that the big industries and the people who are controlling much of the world, this is what the price they're putting on your life. So when you do a muhasabah, think about it. Say, look, I spent 2 hours, I had a choice to go to, for example, Thursday night to a masjid program, and I also had the choice to go to some party, let's say, halal party, let's say halal, okay? So you go to the halal party, okay, it wasn't haram, it was halal, but when you're doing muhasabah, you need to ask yourself, what was my life worth the 2 hours in that party? Is that what it was worth? Or maybe my life and the time that I spent, the 2 hours were worth more for me to be at the mosque. I'm not saying either is that is haram, but even in the halal things, there are things that are worth more for you. Correct? So when you are doing a muhasabah, interrogate yourself with time. The next sort of step is, when you're doing muhasabah, you have to kind of review your whole daily actions. What did you do? I woke up in the morning, I prayed Fajr, maybe I got ready for work, I went to got ready. What was the situation at home? My wife was trying to balance, the food and the cooking and the lunch, and the kids are throwing a fit. What was my reaction in all of this? Was I also throwing a fit, or was I just calm? Did I say something rude to my family when I walked out? When I went to school, how was I work at a school. When I go to work, okay. When I go to work, how is my demeanor around my students, my team, my staff, my managers, whoever, wherever you are. When I come back home, now you're tired, you're exhausted. How am I reacting with my family? So kind of evaluate your day stage by stage. And actually, you have to think about it. You have to think what you did. This is what I did today. Once you have gotten a sort of bird's eye view of what you did, now you need to compare. So you've done the audit. You've done the audit. Now you compare it with some standards and expectations. Guys, these expectations have to be divine standards, Shari'i, religious standards. Because it is possible that maybe you did an audit on yourself and you compare it to the secular standards and you're going to realize like, oh, I was successful. I had a very good day. But if you compare yourself to, let's say, religious standards, it might tell you actually you have a lot of challenges and have a lot of gaps. You really have to improve yourself on certain things. So the standards that you're going to have is going to be divine standards. That's not obviously easy. Like you have to know what the Sharia, that requires a little bit of knowledge. Okay, you need to know what the Sharia, what the Deen is actually expecting from me. If you don't even know what it's expecting from you, then you won't be able to do the muhasabah correctly. Then look, you're going to make an incorrect decision for your life the next day. I think that's what many people are afflicted with. They maybe do a self-reflection. Maybe many people do reflections. But they're comparing to the wrong standards. The standards have to be religious, have to be rooted in your tradition, have to be rooted in your faith. Okay, so I did the audit, I did the muhasabah, and now I have figured out that I was actually not bad. You know, overall, my day was not bad. I was, not committing any haram. I didn't do any big sins. Okay, I made some mistakes here and there. But I was overall not bad. Okay, what should I do now? You have to do shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, because you were only able to do that because of the tawfiq that Allah had given you and because of the aid that Allah has provided you and given you. Never let conceit and ujab creep into your heart. That say, okay, I'm awesome. I can follow on all the standards and I'm good. We have a very interesting narration in Usul al-Kafi. It's a long narration. I'm going to just quote from my memory. Where a man gets up for Salatul Layl regularly. Okay? And one day, one night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes him skip his Salatul Layl. Makes him fall asleep through it. So he wakes up and he's like, oh my God, I missed my Salatul Layl. Anyways, the Imam explained the narration, the situation. And he says that, look, sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do this to the mu'mineen to protect them actually. Because this person who's praying Salatul Layl, he knows he's praying it because Allah is giving him the tawfiq. But after a long time, this feeling of contentment starts coming in. I'm used to, I can get up for Salatul Layl regularly every day. This little feeling that, hey, maybe I'm doing it all on my own. Allah gives him a day where he puts him to sleep. He doesn't even get up. Maybe he even misses his fajr. And he wakes up and he realizes, I'm such a hopeless creature of Allah. I couldn't even get up. I can't even get up. Most of us probably cannot get up without an alarm clock anymore. Right? You need an alarm clock to wake up. Sometimes I wonder, how did my grandparents wake up? Was it a rooster? Really? Like, they didn't even live on farms. So how did they wake up? It was the body clock. The body would wake them up, actually. Your body was attuned to it. Now you need phone, and really, I've gone camping in many different camps with the youth and whatnot, and really, sometimes I'm sharing rooms, and I'm like, bro, your alarm's going on for 35 minutes. Like, how can you be so asleep at 6 a.m., 5 a.m.? Like, I really don't get it. Maybe I'm a light sleeper. Come on, everybody knows people like that. Maybe some of you are in the audience. That's why some of you are laughing. I don't know. Okay? But really, it says something about our situation today. It says something about our situation. So this is what I mean by muhasabah. So you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the fact that you're able to even do anything good on this during this day, thank Allah. Now, if you did a muhasabah and you realize, you know what, I messed up certain places. You know, I said something to someone, or I did something with somebody, to somebody. You know, I shouldn't have done that. And I did not meet the divine standards that Allah was expecting of me. Then in that case, you have to do tawbah. Okay, tawbah, repentance is basically acknowledgement. You acknowledge that I did something wrong, which itself is a big thing. Many people don't acknowledge. You acknowledge it, and then you have regret. Okay, you feel sorry, you apologize. You say, I didn't want to do it, but a mistake happened or a sin happened. And then the last stage is reform. Okay, so when you do a whole muhasabah, accountability and audit of yourself, the point is not to say, okay, I did an audit. The point is, okay, now that you did an audit, what's the next step? What am I going to improve next? What do I need to improve? These were 1, 2, 3 things. Maybe, you know, I'm noticing that I have a consistent anger problem during the day. Okay, so you need to come up with a solution. And there are solutions out there. Maybe I'm going to need to focus on my anger. Maybe I need to focus more on my patience. Maybe I need to focus more on my, I realize I'm a coward, actually. Maybe you might realize that, you're a coward. On certain cases where you should be speaking up, you don't speak up, you're scared. So being a coward is actually an ethical vice. It's an ethical disease. There's ways to become brave and stronger. So start analyzing yourself. Where do I lack? And most of us are not horrible people like that. We don't have a million sins we're committing. Most people struggle with 1 or 2 things. 1 sin, 2 sin, 1 mistake, 2 mistakes like this. Focus on those. Now, when you want to reform yourself, you have to make realistic expectations for yourself. Otherwise, the muhasabah is not going to work. Right? So if you did a muhasabah, and let's say you realize that you are on level 5. You're out of level 10, you're level 5. So you say, from tomorrow, I'm going to make a plan for myself, which is level 8. Okay, so in schooling terms, let's say you're in grade 9. And you want to improve, well, the test that you're going to put yourself to is going to be a grade 9 test. If I give you a grade 11 test, you're going to fail the grade 11 test, most likely. So the plan and the reform that you're going to do has to be realistic. Okay, if you haven't prayed tahajjud your entire life and that's something you want to do, don't say from tomorrow on I will pray every single day for the rest of my life. No, start maybe once a week. Maybe even once a month. Okay, take it very easy. So the reform has to be realistic. Honestly, nobody knows the realistic plan except you. No one can give you the solution. بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا. You yourself know yourself best. Even when you go to a therapist, counselor, they're asking you to tell them about yourself. You know yourself what your situation is. They have to listen to you. And they can only kind of guide you and nudge you and move you this way, make you think this way. But really the solution is in your hands. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said it is all in your hands. You are actually that capable. You are actually that, you have the power to do that. You can develop and strengthen your willpower actually. You can do all of these things. So tonight, before I end, I want to leave you all with a book, an excerpt from a book. And I think this will make a good sort of end to the evening tonight, before all of you guys go to bed, inshallah. There is a scholar by the name of Kaf'ami. Okay, Ibrahim bin Ali al-Kaf'ami. Maybe 600 years ago he lived. And he has a book of du'as, he has some books like these. But he also has a book called Muhasabatun Nafs al-Lawama. The whole book is actually a book of Muhasabatun Nafs. So if you remember, I said the first step is to interrogate yourself. Correct? This entire book, he has written it's a very long book, where he is teaching you how to interrogate yourself. Okay, it's a very interesting book. And the book, it has different paragraphs. And each paragraph starts with Ya Nafs. Ya Nafs. So actually the book, you are talking to yourself. So I'm going to read some excerpts. And really, as I'm reading, I want all of you to talk to yourself, as Kaf'ami is explaining. So this is how he begins the book. Ya nafs, meaning, oh me, myself. Be decisive in your affairs, for you have no capital except your life. The only capital, only investment that you have is your life. Ya nafs, do not waste your life in the pursuits of pleasures and the hawa'un nafs. Because when the capital is depleted, loss will occur, and you will despair from the transaction that you have made. Okay, this is the first interrogation that he does. So starting is already khatarnak. Ya nafs, the only thing you have is this life. Use it wisely. Are you chasing the dunya all the time? Because if you do, you're going to incur a loss, and that will be a horrible transaction that you will make. You will despair. Ya nafs, this is now a new day. And this new day is a shaheed, witness upon you. So do ita'at of Allah on this day by obeying Him. And beware of wasting the new day. For every breath that you take and everything that you sense is a great gem of no value. It's invaluable. Every breath that you take, it is invaluable. How much price do you want to put on this breathing that you do? Anyone want to put a price on it? There's no price on it. How much price on your 5 senses? I'll take away one of your senses. How much price? No price. So ya nafs, the new day is coming. All of these things are the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not waste them. Because these are invaluable treasures. Ya nafs, indeed the day and the night are 24 hours. So engage in the ita'at of Allah in them. For the Holy Prophet has said that for the abd of Allah, every day has 24 treasure boxes. Some are empty and some are full. When the treasure box of good deeds is opened, good deeds come out of them, and rewards are open for the person. And this person is happy with joy and delight, and by the pleasures and happiness of witnessing these lights. If the treasure box opens up and there are good things in it, he's going to be very happy. We're going to be very happy. But if the treasure box of disobedience is opened, then backbiting and slander, all of these doors are going to be open for him, and he will be enveloped, surrounded by the disgusting stench and the darkness of these sins, and he will be afflicted by its evil and pain. And when he sees the bliss of the people who had the good treasures, he will have a lot of bitterness in his heart when he sees all the good people enjoying the akhirah. And if you open a treasure box and it is empty, this is your laziness and neglect. You didn't do any good, you didn't do anything bad, you were just a lazy couch potato. You know, if it's like that, you will be struck with great sorrow due to the emptiness from the everlasting and permanent reward. You could have gotten more. You could have gotten more. But your treasure box was empty. Ya nafs. This is very long. I'm just reading a few excerpts. It's a very long 500-page book. Okay, that much you can interrogate yourself. Let me end with these two. Ya nafs. Do you see that if one of your friends or one of your male and female colleagues confronts you with what you do not like, you treat them in the worst way and you would clip their nails short. Meaning he's saying that sometimes when people do not do things with you that you don't like, you get very aggressive with them. So he's writing in the olden days, maybe you will cut his nails short. And you would make them dwell in the abode of ruin. You will try to destroy this person's life. Ya nafs, this is you. You will react like this if somebody makes a little mistake against you. So with which audacity do you expose yourself to the dislike of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His punishment? Who on earth do you think you are? And the severity of His azab and His retribution. Bring your fingers close to the boiling water if arrogance distracts you from looking at His painful punishment. Ya nafs, this is how you treat other people. With which audacity do you go in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If you start feeling arrogant, put your hand on top of boiling water That's the punishment that's waiting for you for your arrogance. And ya nafs, woe upon you, ya nafs, woe upon, and stay away from the punishment. You act as if you do not believe in the day of hisab. Do you think that if you die, you will escape? And if you are resurrected, you will be sent back to earth? Far, far away from the truth this is. All that you are promised in the Quran is coming. All that is promised in the Quran is coming for us. So inshallah, I wanted to end with these last words of admonitions from Ibrahim al-Kaf'ami. This is a book, if you know Arabic, you can download it, inshallah, online. And it's a very simple, if you read even 1-2 sections from it per night, paragraph, it is a type of interrogation of yourself, inshallah. We'll do short masa'ib for tonight. Sallallahu alaykum ya Aba Abdullah. Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Sallallahu alayka ya Mazloom. أيها الشهيد بكربلاء عطشانا. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon you. My beloved Imam al-Hussein, the Imam who was killed by the shores of the Euphrates while his mouth was dry of thirst. Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Brothers and sisters, in Ziyarat Ashura, we say, Assalamu alayka ya Thar Allah wa ibn Thari. والوتر الموتور. Do we know what witr al-mawtur means? Witr al-mawtur is describing the last moments of Imam al-Hussein. It's describing the loneliness of Abi Abdullah on the plains of Karbala on the day of Ashura. When the companions of Imam al-Hussein were all gone, just our beloved Imam and 30,000 of the enemies. Assalamu alayka ya witr al-mawtur. Salam upon the lonely Imam who was calling out on the day of Ashura, Ya Habib, Ya حور يا علي الأكبر ما لي يناديكم فلا تجيبني. Oh my companions, I'm calling out to all of you. Why do you not respond to my call? فنظر يمينا وشمالا. He looked towards his right, he looks towards his left. He begins to call out, هل من ناصر ينصرني? Is there anyone to help me? Brothers and sisters, this was the state of the Imam, all alone. All of his companions, all of his family members from the Bani Hashim were gone. He goes out to the battlefield to fight a good battle. He sends some of the enemies to hellfire, but eventually the thirst gets to Imam al-Hussein. The enemies surround our Imam. They bring the Imam off his horse. The horse comes back towards the Khiyam. The women and the children see the horse of Imam al-Hussein. It's saddled upside down. Imagine the pain of Lady Zainab. Salamullahi alayha, seeing the horse of her brother without her brother. She goes towards the heights of Zainabiyya. What does she see? وَشِمْرُ جَالِسٌ عَلَى صَدْرِكَ Shim la'natullahi alayh, sitting on the chest of Imam al-Hussein, sitting on the chest of the brother of Lady Zainab. She calls out, Wa Muhammadan, Wa Aliya, Wa Husayna, بأبي أنتم وأمي وأهلي ومالي وأولادي وأسرتي يا رسول الله. Oh Allah, we ask you to please accept this ibadat of ours tonight. Ya Allah, we ask you by the right of the tears of Lady Zainab Salamullahi alayha to please forgive all of our sins tonight. And Ya Allah, we ask you to please assist all of the madhlumeen, all of those who are being oppressed around the world. We ask you to please aid them. We ask you to please support all of those who are helping to serve the cause of Islam. Ya Allah, we know that the solution to our problems is the hastening of Imam al-Mahdi. We ask you to please enable us to be one of his close companions, inshallah, and hasten his reappearance. Rahimallahu man qara al-Fatiha ma'a as-salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء السلطان أبو الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا. كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله فرجه وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
There's a request for the volunteers. You can please be seated so they can serve you tabarruk. There's a hot chai coming around, so please be seated so volunteer can serve you tabarruk. Thank you. Brothers, there's a request, you can please be seated. There's a hot chai coming around, so please be seated so we can serve you the tabarruk. Those volunteers are serving chai, please do not serve unless they are seated. Thank you, brothers.